Greetings and welcome to In Depth. I'm Dike Rostant. We are showcasing TNT's Artistry as the opening sequence of Jumbie was launched on Boxing Day. We speak with three major players involved, namely producer Ebbn Flow, Loquan, and the sibling collective of Emmanuel, Ninjah, Alexis, and Kalifa, Jalifa, Alexis.
There's no time to chat, no grace, no back punks for your ladies black. There's no time to not suck on your back, tell them support them frack. With the ripping them flap, this thunder clap, this them up, this them frack. There's no flipping, no flap, to break your back when we step out like black. There's no time to chat, no grace, no back punks for your ladies black. There's no time to not suck on your back, tell them support them frack. With the ripping them flap, this thunder clap, this them up, this them frack. There's no flipping, no flap, to break your back when we step out like black.
And looking at that and getting hype, listening to the vocals, looking at the visuals. But I want to ask each of you, please, your thoughts looking at that opening sequence and what it can mean for the local creative sector. I want to start off with you, please, Jalifa, because sitting on there, you wouldn't believe that these kind of aggressive, powerful vocals coming from you. But tell me a little bit, what are your thoughts when you look at that?
Well, to me, everything was whole mind-blowing, to be able to actually put together something that is actually going to be going on something like that for the first time in Trinidad, to see works like that, beautiful. So it was so mind-blowing to me, and I'm very honored, to actually do this, so I give thanks.
And let me switch it over to Ebbn Flow, ask you the same question, thank you, in terms of saying, okay, well, this is the work of your hand. What's going on with that? Tell me how you feel when you see it.
I feel pretty happy. It took a little bit to get it together. Like I had 3 sketches prior to that one that I had sent to Everett, and he was like, "Oh, we need it to be more epic. We need it to be more epic." And I was like, "All right, I know exactly what to do for the 4th one." And then I completed it, and I was real curious as to how an artist would do a vocal on it, because I was like, "This is a trailer kind of song already. I'm not really too sure how I would even fit in a vocal." But Jalifa obviously did a fantastic job, and like I got back the vocal, and I didn't have to change anything or ask for any different requests or anything. So I was pretty happy with it and the outcome, and I'm grateful to be on the project.
And it's a sweet thing when you actually get back that product and they say, yes, man, it just fit. And the Everett that you would have spoken about is Everett McBain in terms of the husband and wife team of Everett and Dixie and Archie McBain, Gem GFX. And Ninjah, tell me a little bit about your thoughts when you look at it. Thank you.
Well, honestly, I think, because I be in the anime culture a lot, I believe it's something that not only myself, but it will have a very nice impact on that community as well. Yeah, dig? So I see the song as remarkable, memorable, dramatic, energetic, and still actually has a soothing vibe to it. Yeah, dig? So I believe it's something that would not be forgettable.
And with that, and you talk about the anime community, because we're looking at the background, I'm seeing Shinigami in the background, Death Reapers, and these sorts of things. And I'm telling you, but give me an idea, please, and I'll continue with you, please, Ninjah, in terms of like your story leading to joining this project. Where did you hear about it? How did you come on board?
Cool.
So
basically, when we talk about
How you get into the
how I get into the
Jumbie
anime culture itself.
So even before we think about anime and stuff, how did you get onto the Jumbie project?
All right, well, cool. Honestly, it was my friend Jarrell Forbes, big up to her one time. She always keeps her eye out for me, like when there's stuff like that. But before that as well, I always kept up with Gem GFX works and his animations and all of these stuff. So getting in contact with him to actually work together with him was always an option. But Jarrell bring it to me, and as she bring it to the table, I accepted it one time. Talked to Everett and everything. He introduced me as well to Evan, and we make it happen from there. You know, because
This is
even when the Jumbie had first drop, like the first look at it, I was very intrigued, interested, and was even coming forward to actually be part of this project. But Jarrell actually pitched it to me, and I was like, I no longer have to, go to them coming to me. So that's how we actually come and start working together.
I don't want to say Emmanuel because I know I'm not going to say it like you, Jalifa, but is it the same question for you? Because it's one thing sometimes, if somebody gives me a window of opportunity or a certain access to something, I want to make sure that the people that I bring in behind me, they able to hold a certain level. So is it the same thing in terms of like that same link, or how did you become associated with the project?
Well, actually, it's like the same link. Thanks to HD, he put me on, and this is how I end up, doing the track.
Yeah, because at first there was like, all right, boom, they wanna. She has a presence nowadays, in the reggae dance and even hip hop communities as well. So we wanted the theme song for Jumbie to have like a mix of all of these things.
Yeah.
And it was like the idea was pitched to me, but it was also pitched for her as well to be part of that. You know? So it was mainly the idea of having her on the main theme song now. You know?
Understood. And let me bring
and
you
big
in,
shout
please.
out to Abashanti, likewise, he composed it too. So
Okay,
yeah.
cool. And let me bring you in, please, Ebbn Flow, because yes, you are from Trinidad and Tobago, but you're not based here. So itemize some of those signposts, those increments, those steps in terms of like saying, okay, well, you got on to Everett and this is what you were part of at this point in time.
So actually, so this year I just finished an album, and it was not even close to the genre that we produced for the intro of Jumbie. It was just like an indie bedroom pop kind of 10-track album. And then my dad was working on a project with Edward separately to Jumbie, and then he was like, "Oh, do you still need like a producer or someone to do music with Jumbie?" And he helped me out. We had an interview. I sent him like some of my portfolio of like electronic kind of music and stuff that I had done, and he really enjoyed it. He thought it was like outside the box, and he wanted somebody like that thinks like that to do the project, because he just wants the person doing it to like have fun, enjoy it, and be creative and try to bring out the best for Jumbie. So I feel lucky that he saw that in me and picked me up for the project. But that's how I got on board with this.
And that is something that we're going to explore a little more in terms of like what it is you do, each of you, and how, whether or not that was amplified or you had to change it a little bit, bringing what it is you do to the table for this project. But we have a little taste, a little introduction where Ninjah and Jalifa were introducing themselves as part of the Jumbie family. So we do that, we take a break, and we come back with more. Stay with us.
No time. Them a call me untouchable, Jalifa, you know, the unstoppable, Jalifa, you know. It's all possible, nobody run your car. Listen up on your this call me untouchable. Like them don't know the code. When HD touch a road all over the globe. Like them don't know the code. When HD touch a road all over the
Yo, it's me, Emmanuel, Alexis, also known as Ninjah.
My name is Kalifa Alexis, aka Jalifa.
We are going to be working on the music alongside Ebbn Loquan for Trinidad and Tobago's most anticipated animated series to come, called Jumbie by Gem Effects.
Abashanti.
And Cadet will be helping us working on the music. Pick up one time. I hope you're all excited. It's going to be an amazing journey. Stay tuned.
Bang, 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 kaboom.
And I could be anything I wanted, but I'm stuck here doing
music from Ebbn Flow, Stuck Here, and we're grateful that even though you're not stuck here, you choose to spend some time with us. We're speaking with the artists Jalifa, Ninjah, and Ebbn Flow, and the jump off the premise was the fact that the opening sequence for Jumbie has been released, but at the same time we see that there's so much more to these individuals than just that opening sequence. And I want to return to the conversation with you, please, Ebbn Flow. How does the opening sequence for Jumbie differ from how you usually express your artistry? Because we see there's a little difference. So talk to us about that, thanks.
So, I mean, honestly, I started in more electronic music, and I feel like the intro for Jumbie, I feel like I'm returning a bit more to that because I like took a side path and did some indie music, which I hadn't done before because that was more like a project that I just wanted to test myself and be like, oh, well, I've never done this genre before. Like, let me see if I could do it. And then I did it. And so, like, I guess Jumbie, again, graduating from that project was more like, oh, well, I've never done this before. Like, let me see if I can do it. And then, you know, we're slowly doing it. So I can't wait for more of the episode to come out and me to be able to work on that.
Thank you so much for that. And you started explaining something a little earlier, Ninjah, and I want to get back into that because it seems as though now anime and that style of art and artwork is a lot cooler than it used to be. So how did you get into it originally? Because I even saw a post a little while ago where you were saying that somebody saying, that style you're on, it ain't really saying nothing, you know. But at the same time, there's a sound now. So how did you decide, okay, well, this is where I kind of see myself, or this is one of the ways that I express myself? How did you get into anime?
Well, honestly, I would say the first anime I see was like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, as well as Rurouni Kenshin. So, as well as just, all right, a lot of people just watch shows or anime and all these kind of stuff, and they never really like the concept of morality with it. Yeah, so from those shows, me as myself, as I always, interested in those stuff. I get the nickname Ninja and all from, you know, being interested in stuff like martial arts and all these different stuff. Hence the swords in your back as well. Too. Yeah, there is like kind of a hobby to me as well to even collect these. But that aside, when when I took music seriously and all this stuff, when I got the name Ninja and all this, honestly, I would say it was because of anime in this way that I took mostly a lot of the morality and influence from anime mixing in my entire fluid music. So if it's like a track or anything, hip hop, dancehall, reggae, all these things, it always just have like, if it's not 100%, it will have at least a tiny bit of that influence and infused within the track. Yeah, so anime was always something I like, interested in. I always participate in art as well because I do my own comics, my own art, and all these things. So it's honestly what I would say a culture that I'm very familiar with, even young to now, because even in Trinidad, I know presently, I see for myself that the culture is, a lot of people getting into watching anime and all these kind of stuff, So that's how you could say it kind of just like stick to me in this way.
Thank you so much. And Jalifa, let me bring you in because Ninjah, you talk about culture, you talk about influences, and I want to pick up on a slightly different track, but on the same kind of pathway with you, please, Jalifa, in the sense that when someone looks at a portrait that you have, many times they would see you with the sunglasses with 3 lenses. And you see you have one even in front of your third eye, looking at the fact that the way that you and Ninjah would have grown, and some people cite Rastafari at a later age, and it seems as though that is something that would have been ingrown in you from jump. How does that, looking at culture, being yourself, saying, okay, well, Jumbie is something that is homegrown, how do you see those two kind of combining and you just being able to add your influence to that, Jalifa?
Actually, well, as you said before, yes, because I was born Rastafarian, and a lot of people look at Rastafarians like, we're too extreme and we don't get into certain things. Yes, there are certain things we don't get into, but as an artist, not saying that as an artist I can do what I want, but no, as an artist and flowing with people and dealing with vibes is work me and work. So as a Jumbie, a lot of people look at Jumbie as is a bad thing or something because they don't really have much knowledge of what a Jumbie is or what it represents. And a lot of people tend to look at bad things and not see the good within it. Like, I'm from the ghetto, right? And not just because I come from the ghetto, that doesn't mean that I don't have something good to give. Or that doesn't mean if something negative come, I cannot use it, to bring a positive. And that's how I saw Jumbie, the whole characterize of everything, how it perceptions and everything of it is that, a lot of people will hear Jumbie and they will see this and hear all these stories and they will feel like, nah, that's bad and that's evil and that's this. But when you really get into it within a higher thought, because they talk about the third eye glasses, that's why I wear the third eye glasses, because the third eye represent, a higher consciousness within you perceive thing on a inner level and not just what the eyes perceives. So that's why I wear the third eye glasses, so you will see the level that that I channel on, So the whole Jumbie thing and Rastafari, a lot of things is African culture, so it will mesh in within the old vibes,
Within what you're saying as well, because even she's my sister and I born Rastafarian as well, and Rastafari, of course, is based on righteousness. Anything wrong, we have no respect for it, and I see that as well help influence the entire matter of the situation. Because, all right, for example, Naruto is a main anime that everybody watch, and we look at the perspective of turning negative to positive, turning what I would say, basically in that format, there's good and there's bad, and then there's right and there's wrong. This character Naruto, he has a possession that is basically a bad spirit that a lot of people frowned upon. You dig? So he used that as well. Instead of becoming a wrong character, he become a right character. So
and in terms of using that right character, this is something that we can actually continue on, because I say you could use the word Jinchuriki if you want, but at the same time, looking at the fact that being ourselves is something that Jumbie helps us to do. We're actually going to end on a piece of music from you, Jalifa, but we want to thank you very much, Ebbn Flow. We want to thank you, Ninjah. Thank you, Jalifa, and thank you for tuning in. This has been In Depth with me. We end on something from Jalifa called Whereas.
The knowledge of no, give us power to grow what you sow. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, give us peace like a dove. The road that we trod is so rugged and rough, but we're rugged and rough. Triumphant. People want the Trinity, the Lion of Judah, prevail over beasts and tyrants. From the deepest abyss rise titans, numerologically speaking, blood diamond. Everything seems simple to Simon, so let's take this right back to carbon. Understanding, knowledge and wisdom. Babylon system is city of Satan, full of toxic gas for your reason. To manipulate and meditation, higher vortex and your revelation. Translating the higher transcription. Pharmaceutical, not just them prescription. Anti-analysis and loss of direction. Anything not right must be Satan fiction. The knowledge of no, give us power to grow what you sow.